In the third generation, Ceed appeared in 2018. The car was designed for the European market and has excellent driving performance and handling. We officially sell hatchbacks and station wagons assembled in Kaliningrad with a 1.6-liter engine, 128 horsepower, and a 1.4-liter turbo 4, 140 horsepower. The base engine is mated to 6-speed manual and automatic transmissions. The supercharged motor is paired with a 7-speed dual-clutch robot. There are also 100-strong modifications, 1.4L, on the market, which are brought from Europe. Despite the fact, or maybe because of the fact that Kia Ceed was specially developed for the European market, the paintwork cannot boast of outstanding corrosion resistance, and the body metal cannot boast of high strength. On some of the oldest cars, the emerging chips on the sills, wheel arches, and front of the body are already noticeable. Therefore, zealous owners, especially those who moved to the third Ceed from previous generations of the model, paste over the body and headlights with armored film. It definitely won't get worse, but each user will evaluate the thickness of the metal only after an accident of varying severity. No, God, of course. You will also have to face, not literally, of course, an insufficiently strong windshield. On cars with runs under 100, and there are already a lot of them on the market, it is quickly rubbed with brushes. It can even become covered with cracks. And most often it bursts in the place of heating the wipers. As a rule, glass is replaced under warranty, as well as fogging optics, by loyal dealers. In the cabin, things are better. True, a lot of complaints come to the creak of the front panel in the windshield area. Moreover, the sound is amplified in hot and sunny weather, when the interior details are pretty hot. But crickets from the back of the cabin can be annoying even on one-year-old specimens. To the delight of Ceed, these problems are easily and inexpensively solved. Usually the violin part is performed here by the metal parts of the fasteners of the rear seat backs. Therefore, the banal winding with electrical tape or other similar material of rubbing metal joints will save you from extraneous sounds for a long time. But in the electrics of mass failures and glitches have not yet been found. After all, the car is still quite young. Unless there have been cases when the battery was discharged ahead of time, the power windows and the central lock were moping. But these are one-time breakdowns and they do not pull on statistics at all. We do not expect problems from engines either. Atmospheric 4s are time-tested. They were installed on cars of past generations and are generally reliable. Although earlier on these engines, and more often on a 1.6-liter, the liners rotated. Koreans attribute this to the use of not the highest quality oil, although design miscalculations are not excluded. We hope that the engineers from Kia took into account these shortcomings and this disgrace will not affect the engines in the future. The bad thing is that Korean power units do not have such a long catalyst life. Usually after 50 to 80,000 kilometers they become unusable. Let's hope for the best, but if this does happen, we must not miss the moment of their wear. The fact is that the honeycombs of a heat-tired converter made of porcelain are destroyed and their super-hard particles are sucked back into the bowels of the motor, destroying the cylinder piston group. Both engines consume 90-second gasoline without problems, although the 95th Ceed rides better, and consumption becomes noticeably more modest. At risk are crankshaft and camshaft oil seals, which can leak after hundreds of thousands of kilometers, as well as spark plugs and ignition coils, which are extremely sensitive to fuel quality. New turbo engines have not yet acquired negative statistics. True, isolated cases of replacing turbines due to the appearance of axial play and, as a result, oil leaks are known. In general, engine diagnostics at each MOT will not be superfluous at all. As well as automatic transmission control, the unit is very reliable, and the key to its longevity will be an oil change every 60,000 to 80,000 kilometers. Moreover, it is desirable to change it along with the filter. True, the operation is quite expensive, an average of 20,000 rubles, since the box has to be removed or hung out along with the engine. Do not upset engine mechanics. After the birth defect was cured in August 2014, corrosion of the input shaft, which was changed along with the oil seal, the box became unconditionally reliable. In general, the MCP on used Ceeds will not present surprises with age. The second owner may only need to install a shift lever backstage repair kit. And even then, somewhere after 150,000 kilometers of run. The suspension, which is exemplary in terms of driving performance and refined handling, will not ruin either. Actually, there is nothing special to change in it yet, except for consumables, the time has not come yet. Unless, after 50,000 km, the racks, 1,500 rubles each, or penny stabilizer bushings will be asked to rest. But ahead of time, many owners change brake discs complete with pads, and only because they emit a nasty rattle during active deceleration. However, there is an opinion among the citizens that it is enough to pick up a set of normal pads and the unpleasant squeak will disappear forever. The wheel bearings, which in the past Ceeds did not have a long resource, may fall into the risk group. The rest of the chassis elements, judging by the predecessor models, are destined for a long and happy life. Just like the car itself. Despite his youth, or vice versa, thanks to her, Kia Ceed turns out to be almost trouble-free. And the key to this can be considered the main units tested by Russian operation, engines and gearboxes. If you do not want to risk, avoid options with the turbo engine, it is still considered a dark horse. But who knows, maybe over time we will be convinced of its reliability.